Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. It is me, it is I, it is she, it is thee, it is her, it is who? Who? Who, horny? It is Rosie Rosette 2020. Pow, 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 pow. I don't know. I'm really getting confused. Okay, so there I saw something on Vlad TV. It was an Asian rapper, and he said something, either it was about Tupac or DMX. All right. Now, I'm about to replay this right here. What DMX said. Uh-uh. You always knew I loved you. You always knew I loved you. This is DMX talking to his son on Ivana, Ilana, whatever genuine effort. Still, I'm not going to show you this. This is DMX talking to his son, saying how much he loved him. I know I'm not the. Okay, wait, but let me start from the beginning. I don't know how to do this. Damn, I mean, Okay, let me start it from the beginning. I tried, man. I'm sorry. I tried. There's a part in here, and he's talking about. It's really sad. Let me see. Let me see. Not one. The best I could, man. Just loving. You always knew I loved you. You always knew I loved you. I didn't know what I was doing. But I tried. I gave it a genuine effort. Still genuine. I'm not the. I know I'm not the best father. It's the beginning of this sad. This is the beginning of this. This really sad, and it really just hurts me because as a black mother, sincerely tried. I tried, man. I'm sorry. I tried. I wish more fathers would say this to their kids. More black fathers. But okay, I think it's about to start over again. Okay, here it is. I didn't know not one with a father. Not one. So he's saying that he didn't know one person with a father at home. At home. Now, again, there was this Asian guy on TV, on Vlad, and he was talking about how somebody, Tupac or somebody, let me see, Vlad TV. He was talking about how Tupac has said something to him about, or he heard, okay, this guy right here, this one, this is it. Listen.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the situation. The situation happened. Shia pulls out.
Okay, and I think now this is the guy. Okay, so this is the guy, and that's on Vlad TV. But he says something about DMX and what it was just so provocative, and it just really showed how the absence of black male fathers outside of the home and how it is hurting these boys that are being raised by women. DMX, he just said to his son, I didn't know anybody who had a father. Okay? I didn't know anybody who had a father. Well, if you have never seen people with fathers, well, how are you supposed to be a father? Same thing with Mandeecees. You know, he's trying his best to be the man that he's supposed to be, but who taught him? Like, where are these role models for these boys? The same thing with this Asian guy. You know, he was saying something about how being in foster care, this was real. I don't know who he said it to. I mean, he said either DMX said it. I think it was DMX. He said either DMX said it or Tupac said it, but he said by being in foster care, it prepares you for being in jail. And honestly, I think this is true. You know, I used to tell my the administration at my son's high school, I said, I would tell them straight up, face to face, okay, face to face. And that's why I'm just so fearless right now. Because I had to go through a lot while he was in school to make sure he was okay, that he was getting the proper teaching or help or assistance or whatever that he needed. Now, did I sacrifice a lot? Yes, I did, but that's okay. That's okay because I don't mind sacrificing me for my child or any other child. I've done it too many times. Okay, I've done it too many times, but I would tell him, listen, this child right here, honey, that bed, that number that you have on the cell in jail for this child, erase it. Because it's never going to happen as long as I'm alive. Oh, as long as I'm alive. So take it off of that juvenile bed and that jail cell that you have for this black boy, because it's never going to happen. But see, how many women, how many fathers are in the school demanding excellence for their kids? How many fathers are at home to teach these boys a lesson on how to be a man? You know why they're not at home? Because they're in jail. You know why they're in jail? Because of systematic racism. Oh, is it not true? And then somebody said, sometimes senator said that America's not racist. Is bullshit. That's a fucking piece of crap. How dare you even say something like that? I'm trying to China Max speaking on Shane about gun incident and was protecting Diddy. Oh, it was China Mac, but it was about what he said regarding um 2 days ago. God, Black TV really does put a lot of things on it. It was China Mac and what he said. No. China Mac, I guess he has been putting in a lot of masterpiece. Okay, let me go to search bar, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm just not good with this. China Mac. I don't know who China Mac is on Vlad TV. Sorry, you guys. But it's just sad what a lot of young men have to deal with. It's real sad. And I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. And I wish, let me, China Mac, let me see what's going on. China Mac. Who is this China Mac? I don't know. Let me see. Is he a rapper or something like that? I don't know. Well, he doesn't have a lot of posts. Okay. I don't. Is he? I guess he's a. I don't know. What does he do? Okay, let me just try this. But it was just real powerful. I thought I saved it. I saved it. I'm Vlad. Is it Vlad TV? Okay, let me just see. All right. Well, I'm sorry, honey. China Mac. Let's just do Vlad TV. Um, I don't know what we're gonna do in order to fix this, but it can't be too many more kids growing up in foster care without mothers and fathers. Like, that's just not how it's supposed to happen. And as a community, we have got to protect each other. Okay. We have got to protect each other. Nope, part four. Okay. And our kids. And our kids, not one more male child. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this and look at this. I'm trying to say something and look at this, whatever. Let's see. we can't let any more boys, come through the system like that. Like each child needs to. Fathers, you got to be at home. You got to take care of your kids. You have to show your boys what it's like to be a man, to be responsible. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it.
All right, here we go. China Mac, welcome back.
What's up, Vlad?
Hey, man.
This is kind of
Crazy
powerful.
world we're living in right
and
now.
it's sad
A lot
too.
going on.
It is.
It's really sad going on. Let me see. I don't
A
know.
lot to talk about. We have to
And
start
this was
off
him
with the
meeting
passing of
DMX.
Rest in peace.
50 years old, leaves behind 17 children.
17 children?
17.
Someone said it was
DMX
25.
was the dog for real.
17 is a lot.
15,
25.
but we're actually close to, his inner circle, and it was actually 17.
Rest in peace
Did
to
all
DMX,
17
man.
go to the funeral?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to count, but that's beautiful
I don't
though.
even, I
to
mean,
spread
I know
your
I heard
seeds,
certain
even
things,
though
but
I wish
what did they say
he's
the
not going to
passing was
be
due from?
here. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be here, but it is what it
I don't know
is.
if we're going to get a
I don't
cause
know.
of
I'm
death
trying to get to the
because
part of
he
when he
died
said what he
a
said
week
when he
later,
met him,
right? So
or when he
had a heart
heard
attack.
something about him, or something like.
What
No,
caused
he
the heart
heard
attack?
something from his
I don't
song.
know.
From
At
his
first it was
song,
being reported as
in a
drug
song.
overdose,
He
but
heard
I
something
didn't,
in his song, and he wanted
concretely hear
to.
that that's the reason. And I
He
think a lot of people
wanted
assume that
this.
because
It
of
really
his
hurt him, but
past
and I
struggles
wrote
with
something
drugs,
under this
which was
under
most of his life.
Instagram.
You
So
know,
if you
in and out
guys
of
want
rehab,
to
it was
look
like
under
usually
this
trying to
under Instagram.
really get clean. And from what his right hand guy told me was that he got clean around 6 months ago, which is why he got so heavy. A lot of times when people get off drugs, the drugs keep them skinny. Once they go clean, they start to gain a lot of weight.
And this, so, Vlad is talking about.
It seemed like he was getting clean.
Whatever.
I don't know whether he had a relapse at the end or not.
And this is.
He did have a heart attack. I also know
this
that
is the
he
guy,
had COVID once he was checked into the hospital.
Right. Well,
I still don't know who China Mac is.
When he went to the hospital for a heart attack?
Yes. So he already had COVID.
Fuck.
When he had the heart attack.
Wow.
I don't know.
Was COVID a role in that? I don't know. But ultimately.
Well, just listen to this. I mean, it
But
tells.
they say he took the shot too. I read that
I
somewhere.
just want to get to the part where.
I didn't hear that. It may or may not
part
be
of
true.
his
How did he have
really
COVID
stuck
if
to
he
him.
had the shot?
That's
Well,
what I'm
it depends
saying.
on when you get the shot.
Right.
If you, for example, it takes 2 weeks for the first dose to kick in, and
That's
then
what
the
I'm
second dose takes another 2
Allegedly.
weeks. So you could get the shot and get COVID the next day, and it won't protect you. Or you could have already had it when you had the shot. Who knows? Hard to say. But essentially, I believe that his brain didn't have oxygen for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
By the time
I
the
think
ambulance
that's what
arrived
killed
and
him.
everything, he wasn't
But
breathing.
no
for
one
about 30
gave him
minutes,
mouth-to-mouth
he was brain dead.
resuscitation.
By the time he got to the
30
hospital,
minutes,
he was
that's a
brain dead the whole
long
time.
time. That's a
And then
long time.
ultimately, the night before, we actually posted a story that said that his organs were failing. So by the next morning, he was taken off life support, and he passed away, 50 years old. One of the greats.
Right. No, DMX is definitely,
Okay, I think here it is.
He brought this energy that was just like crazy, and I think in his prime, if he didn't have those issues that he was fighting, he would have been somewhat like he was already really big, right?
Being
like
dropped off.
Hollywood, he was accepted. Like he broke a lot of barriers that normal rappers don't. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, he was a starring Hollywood actor.
He was a star.
Our neighborhood.
Billy.
We didn't.
What are some of the other films that he did?
Belly.
The film with
Oh
Aaliyah. He had a film with
Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die. He had the Jet Li film.
Right, that was Romeo Must Die, right?
Okay, that's what it was?
That was Aaliyah too.
Ah, okay. Exit Wounds.
Right.
Cradle to the Grave. That was with
I
Jet
don't
Li.
remember him being into.
So
what
Romeo
is
Must
Exit?
Die. Yeah, that was with Jet
I think he had a few. Yeah.
Two, yeah.
So Cradle to the Grave and Romeo Must Die were Jet Li films. Right. So apparently he had a big, Chinese, fan base in order for them to pair them the way they have. Because how strategic Hollywood is.
Right.
I mean, Beyond the Law. He had a bunch of films.
I love sitting here looking at
X.
Okay,
when he came out. Well, I met X before.
Oh yeah.
I met him at a show, one of his shows, and then we went to the VIP, and he knew who I was. And
I don't
you know, he actually told me he saw some of my Vlad interviews.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's what's up.
And he you know, he showed me love and shit. I didn't even take a picture because I didn't really want to, you know, I know he's like a private dude, so I didn't really want to, you know, overstep. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I gave him a pound and we moved. But he, you know, like there was one line he said in this song, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up, right? He was like, group homes and institutions prepare my ass for jail. And so, I always, when I first time I listened to that, because I could relate to that,
and institutions prepare him for jail.
I just seen like, you know, I was just like, wow, this person came from like that type of setting that I'm familiar with, right?
He says he's familiar
turned that shit into like, you know, his energy was always on 1,000. Even when he was performing, his performances crazy.
And that's what I want to get to. Again, you guys are housing these kids in group homes and juvenile jail facilities, detention centers, and you're preparing them for jails. We have to stop that. Like, if it was up to me, I mean, if a child, I mean, if he kills somebody, okay, then that's one thing. But we have to get these kids out of these um, horrible group homes and foster care. You know, you always hear about, you know, these foster parents starving these kids and, you know, these adoptive parents, not always, but, you know, one is too many. One or two are too many. And I've heard stories upon stories. I used to be a foster parent, stories upon stories upon stories, and horrific conditions where, you know, these kids are not being mentally stimulated, uh food, you know, being starved, you know, going to school with rags and all that. You can almost always see when a parent is not present in the house, especially with little girls. You know, they go to school dirty, their hair is matted, you know, they're hungry. I remember, you know, one of my son's friends. Now, I used to buy in bulk. Now, I've always, there's, you come to my house, there's, my refrigerator is filled, like it's stuffed, it's, we can barely close it. I like to cook, all right. I like to cook, so there's always food. You come to my house, I can always whip you up, you know, some leftovers or whatever. I have them in containers or whatever. Actually, I just saw some baked beans that I was looking for, some baked beans, some black beans. I'm about to go eat it after. This is my last video. Anyway, one of his friends came over. I had brought Reese's, and it was like, I went to Smart and Final and I brought like the store package. You know, I brought like 24. Because I love Reese's. Okay, you guys, I always, anyway, if you ever want to get on my good side, buy me some Reese's, not Godiva. Anyway, this child had eight packs of Reese's, and I was like, who does that? But I also had to understand that, you know, people coming from different households or whatever, you know, for one to see all this candy or whatever. My son is like, you know, whatever. He was used to it. He's used to, he's never been the type that will just eat, eat, eat. Me, on the other hand, I'm totally different. But I just had to realize that, you know, some kids don't have the proper nutrition or food, or, you know, who can just go into the refrigerator whenever they want to. And that happens a lot. You know, there's a lot of food deserts, and there's a lot of um, women and men who don't know how to cook, who can't cook, who won't cook, even though they got 5 kids. You see what I'm saying? We have to stop. We have to stop preparing these boys for jail. You know, you don't see white or Asian, even though China Mac is Asian or whatever, but you rarely see Asian men in jail or preparing, you know, themselves to stop and, you know, be killed by police. You know, you rarely see that. You rarely see that with white people. You rarely see that with Indians. You seem to, why is this so normal for blacks, especially blacks, and Latinos to get killed? And it's nothing. It happens every day, or at least once a month. Once is once too many. So either, you know what, since my son is black, he should be in jail or he should be killed because he's black. No. Let's stop normalizing that, okay? Let's stop normalizing the fact that DMX, you know what I'm saying, didn't know what it was like to be a father because he never saw any. He never saw any fathers in the homes. Let's stop normalizing the fact that Mendeecees, his mom was barely there and he didn't even know his father. He doesn't even know his father or he ever met him once. Well, man, what is it about you guys that makes you want to leave your kids? For whatever reason. Okay, fine, you and the mother don't get along, but why would you not want to help develop your son to bring him up so that he doesn't have to face this world with so many obstacles as being a black or brown man? What would make a human being forget about their child? See, if anything, and I don't advocate jail. But my thing is if you don't take care of your child and help him or her grow and prosper, well, what are you here for? What exactly? Now, that to me is what would be grounds for going to jail. Not selling weed, not selling drugs or whatever, not taking care of your kids, not being there so that they don't have to wonder, well, does this parent love me? Where's my father? Is this my father? Is that my father? Why doesn't my father ever want to love me? Why doesn't my father ever want to be around me? Why doesn't my mother ever want to be around me? You know what I'm saying? Why do I have to eat at other people's houses or whatever? When is she going to teach me how to take care of myself as a woman? When is this man going to teach me how to take care of myself as a man? I'm looking outside. I think this man is homeless. He's pulling, his, I guess it's a suitcase and he has a backpack. What happened in that person's life to make him homeless today? That's what I wonder. Even though it's very easy to be homeless in Santa Clara, in Silicon Valley, because rents are astronomical, even though they've gone down a little, but still, with Google and all that. See, and I don't understand how you have Google, Apple, eBay, Facebook, and all that are making zillions of dollars, but yet there's not enough housing to house people. There's more millionaires per capita in the Bay Area probably than anywhere in the world, but yet the homeless rate is insane. Now, some of these people need mental help. And when Ronald Reagan was in office, he's closed all. When he was governor, see, and that's why you got to be careful who you put in office, like Caitlyn Jenner and all these people who don't have any experience. Well, what you gonna do? You see what Trump did to the country. We're still trying to, reclaim our graces from that era, you know. And Biden and Kamala, there are some of the reasons why there's so many black men in jail. So, you know what? I don't know, but we have to stop this cycle of fatherless boys. Stay there for your sons. And if you can't stay there, stay in their lives. Stay in their lives. I can't imagine going every day or once a week or a couple of months without talking or seeing my son. But you know what? There's some parents who go years without seeing their kids and don't care. They don't care at all. They don't care at all. And you know what? But when Mother's Day and Father's Day comes around, they want a gift or they're expecting a card. It doesn't work like that, honey. It doesn't work like that. You got to put in 365 days a year. You can't just, pop up on Mother's Day and Father's Day and say, oh, where's my gift? Yeah, I get it. You are supposed to honor your mother and father, but yet the mother and father are supposed to honor the child too, the kids too. And if you want the role, you have to play the part. See, once kids get 18, yeah, they are on their own. But as a parent, we must continue to guide them. Now, DMX's mom, I guess she was on drugs, I'm assuming, or whatever, and she dropped him off at a place. Well, why didn't she communicate to him. And I heard that, did she allegedly beat him? And, I think, he couldn't eat or whatever. Like, kids should not have to grow up in those type of circumstances. Now, I don't do drugs and I've never been addicted, so I don't know. I guess it takes you to a place of no return or whatever, where you don't care about anything else. And that's why I don't take them. Oh, no, no, no. That's why I don't use them, because if I know if it does that to them, honey, I don't want to be in that space. So I'm staying far away from them. Okay. Now, my son is grown, and I guess I could do it now or whatever, but I don't want to. Because if it does that to a person like that, I don't want nothing to do with it. Nothing, whatever. I've had people do lines and sniff. I don't know if I've had someone do heroin or whatever. I don't know, but guess what? You go ahead and do whatever you want to. That's why I feel very fine and confident in wearing wigs and makeup and whatever I do at my age or whatever, because honey, there's a lot of people my age and younger and older who've done a lot worse. So if you're offended by my wigs, my makeup, whatever, go ahead, honey. That's okay. That's okay, because I'm not changing it, baby, because I can almost guarantee you your vices are a lot worse than mine. Now back to the parenting portion of this segment. People, take care of your kids. That's all I ask. I understand that this world is hard and there's a lot of obstacles, but still, you gotta take care of your young. And if you can't, drop them off to some place who does have food. There's too many resources in these areas, especially now, for any child to go without food, okay, and shelter. But there needs to be a lot more regulations, honey, because there's too many kids who are falling through the cracks, who don't have anything, and who are just coming up dead. Coming up dead because the system failed them. The system failed them, just like that the girl, Makia Bryan. The system failed them. The mother failed them. The system failed them. That foster parent failed them. The police failed them. Everybody failed that girl. Everybody. Everybody failed her. Even I failed her. We all failed her. We all failed her. We have got to do better. Everybody, just make an effort to help out some child that you know is in need. Just one. Just one. Or even not a child, an individual, but I'm real particular about kids going without. That really hurts my soul. That really hurts my soul. I know my sister, she wasn't a cook. Okay, she wasn't a cook. I would tell her, every time I have my nieces and nephews over, I made sure I cook. I made sure I cook. Because I didn't know what, kids can't live off pizza and McDonald's and TV dinners or whatever. And there's a lot of women who just don't want to cook. They got these kids and they're hungry and they don't want to cook, and the kids are starving. My mom didn't want to cook. I had to go up the hill to my grandparents and eat. I lied. The only thing she would cook is stew. It wasn't even good, but I ate it. So I'm just very particular about that. Very particular. Lord, if I knew a child was hungry, I would feed it until it was fat and plump. And I mean, thank God I don't know of any kids in my building like that, but if I did, I would take action. And during the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, there's something in my soul. There's a child that is suffering, and I couldn't put my hand on it, but I guess I'm some type of empath, and I put it on social media. I put it on Facebook. I said, listen, if anyone who has kids, they need help, please inbox me. I got an inbox. This person, it wasn't the person, but a person had a friend. It was a man who had a daughter, and they had been homeless, and they were staying with a friend, and the friend was about to kick him out. I said, okay. I gave him all kinds of references. I never heard from the person again until, 1 or 2 months ago, whatever. And a girl on Facebook, she was saying, oh, what have you done for someone or whatever? And I was like, I've done so much for people, blah, 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 blah. And then the girl said, yeah, she helped me. She didn't say you, or she didn't say my name. She said, yeah, she helped me with some people, and I guess now they're okay. Listen, You could call me whatever. You could say whatever. But let me tell you, when it comes to kids, I don't play. Okay? I will not. I will talk to any and everybody to save the soul of a child. Because see, when they grow up and they're full of demons and vices and horror stories and, you know, just attacks on the mental, the physical, whatever, that damages them. And they have to live with those demons for the rest of their life. If we can cut the demons, make sure that these kids have a somewhat stable, I don't know about happy, but stable childhood, that alleviates the stress, the anxiety of what it takes to grow up in this world. A lot of them are alone. Their mothers and parents, they don't care about where they are. They're either not here or on drugs or in prison or whatever. I'm not going to say they don't care. Well, some of them don't care. Some of them don't care. That's why Mandeecees doesn't know who his father is, or hasn't seen or doesn't have a relationship. You never hear about DMX's father. There's a lot of fathers you don't see. You just see the mothers. And half the time you don't see them, and half the time you can understand why these kids is the way they are. But anyway, that's a whole nother step. Anyway, we got to stop it. We got to stop this cycle today. Now, if there's anything that I can do, please put it in the comments. If you know of a child that needs help, that needs assistance, let me know, or let somebody else know, or you try to help the child. Please